Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Please sit.
Thank you.
Manish Agarwal.
Yes, ma'am.
Where are you from?
Ma'am, I'm from Guwahati.
Okay. Kindly tell us about yourself.
Ma'am, my name is Manish Agarwal. I was born and brought up in Guwahati. I did my schooling from Army Public School, Bashishta. And for graduation, I went to Kolkata. I pursued my graduation in BCom honors. And along with it, I also pursued chartered accountancy. So after pursuing CA, I worked with KPMG, a bit of stint with NRL, and currently I'm working with NABARD as an assistant manager posted in Mumbai.
Okay.
So you have completed your CA, and
Yes,
after
sir.
that you have been associated with these companies.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so why after completing a professional course of close to I think 4 or 5 years,
Yes, sir.
you want to shift to a government sector?
So CA definitely it's a very good course, very tough course, and I was fortunate to clear it in one go everything. But there are certain limitations which CA has, which I'll be able to fulfill in civil services. For say in civil services, it provides good decision making authority in the very initial in the career, which certainly I will get very later in CA. And so I would also be able to get chances to work for the society while working in civil services, which certainly I'll miss in my chartered accountancy. So these are a few prior important reasons for which I considered civil services.
Okay.
Can you tell us about your certain positive attributes and some negative aspects of your personality?
So positive is that I am very patient. Uh, I am very positive in my attitude. I am not easily provoked by people. So even if they try to do it, I try to maintain my calm and composure. And so on negative thing is that, and many of the cases, I certainly lack doing physical exercises. So I would say that is the first thing. And second is that I have been told my friends that I lack a bit of facial expression while talking. So that does not connect with a little bit with the people. So I'm certainly working on it.
Okay. Can you tell us about the contributions that Marwari community has given to the Assamese society?
Ma'am, Marwadi community, it's closely mingled with the SMS society. We have migrated from ages over here. So if I mention Jyoti Prasad Agarwala, he has contributed in the artistic in the social field, and apart from him, a lot of business person are there in Assami society who are Marwadis. So they contribute positively towards the business. They have generated employment, and certainly they have done a lot of service to the society of Assam.
Have you ever read or pursued Assamese literature?
Ma'am, I was from army school, so I didn't had that opportunity. But prior to joining army school, when I was in the class 1, 2, 3, I did from a Seva-based school. So there I had a little bit of opportunity to read the SMS literature. But apart from that, whenever I get an opportunity, I try to read newspapers and all, and try to remember what I heard, learned before.
Can you tell us about Lakshmi Nath Bechborua's contribution to Assamese literature?
Sorry, ma'am, I'm not able to recall that.
Okay. Can you tell us can you name certain songs that Jyoti Prasad Agarwala has written?
Sorry, ma'am, not able to recall now.
Okay.
Since you have completed a professional course, I would like to ask you certain questions related to your course. Can you tell us the difference between progressive and a regressive taxation?
Yes, sir. So in progressive taxes, the amount which a person earns, as per that, he has to pay taxes. So if a person is earning a lower income, he'll have to pay lower taxes. And if a person is earning a higher income, he'll have to pay higher taxes. So that's progressive taxes. In regressive taxes, the income does not determine the amount of taxes we pay. So let's suppose indirect taxation. So if we charge indirect tax on a product manufactured, then I will pay the same amount, and the richest person in the India would also pay the same amount. So that would tantamount to regressive taxation.
Okay. Can you tell us some of the challenges that GST has brought for the businessmen?
So the most difficult is the compliances. So now the returns that needs to be filed has increased from earlier. So the compliance burden has increased. But onto that, apart from these, there have been also certain benefits which the other tax regime did not have. So like if we purchase from one state to another, so now there is only one taxation, so it helps. So earlier that was not the case. So they were losing on the input tax credit that earlier they used to get. So the major challenge which I just said is the compliances part, but benefits are a lot because of GST.
Okay. Although after arrival of GST, a lot of indirect taxes are, they are gone. However, we still have
Yes, sir.
we still have a complicated
Yes, sir.
taxation system. So, can you suggest some of the other measures that we can look forward to in near future?
So in GST is that instead of having multiple rates, we can lower down to a single rate, and those products which are not included in it, majorly including the petroleum products, natural gas, aviation, turbine fuel, all those they can also be included. And if that is the case, I think the taxation would become more wholesome.
Have you heard about the FRBM Act?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell us about it?
Yes, ma'am. It's financial responsibility and business management, budget management. Ma'am, it talks about the various limits that needs to be put on the fiscal deficit and the revenue deficit expenditure that the government is incurring. So it has put certain limits which are to be achieved in the near future. So it's majorly a helpful law or a product which helps in financial consolidation and also the fiscal management of the central government.
Okay. In our constitution, we have schedules. Can you tell us how many schedules we have and what are the roles that it plays?
Schedules, if I'm not wrong, it's 12 schedules now. And the role is that it includes a whole ambit of the constitution within itself. So it has provisions for a lot of things relating to the tribal laws, to governing those people who are in the parliament or the people who are in the state assemblies. Also, it has laws regarding the language of the country and also scheduled languages. So, in a nutshell, it covers the entire legislative framework for the India.
Can you tell us what is there in Schedule 9?
Schedule 9. Yes, sir. In Schedule 9, those laws which are put into Schedule 9, uh, they are freed from the judicial review. So earlier that was the case, but now Supreme Court, after the IR Coelho case, has said that Supreme Court, if wants, it can review the case laws that are still put in the ninth schedule.
The, the concept of judicial review, from whom did we borrow this particular concept?
Ma'am, it was borrowed from the U.S. Constitution.
And what is the difference between judicial review and judicial outrage,
Ma'am,
overreach?
judicial review is reviewing the laws that the parliament has made, and judicial outreach, it's a version of judicial review, but it is used in a negative sense where the Supreme Court trespasses or bypasses its power of reviewing the laws and certainly controlling in a manner the way the parliament works or controlling the legislative power of the parliament.
Can you tell us about the Election Commission of India and why is there a controversy currently?
Ma'am, the controversy is regarding the how the members are appointed in the Election Commission of India. So recently, Supreme Court has given a verdict or a decision in which it has said that a committee would be formed, or a committee including the President of India, the Leader of Opposition, and one other eminent member. I'm not able to recall that position. That they will come together to decide the membership of the Election Commission of India, so that it is more transparent and not biased towards the current government.
Okay.
Uh, Recently, Supreme Court has passed the judgment on Article 370.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell us about what is
Yes,
the
sir.
outcome of the judgment?
Sir, Supreme Court has affirmed the power of President, which he exercised by Article 370, by making Jammu and Kashmir, removing the temporary exemptions that were given to Jammu and Kashmir. So that those were removed by Parliament. So now it is affirmed by the President of India. Oh, sorry, the Supreme Court.
Okay. And what is your view on that?
Sir, I am very happy. Certainly, I myself wanted that to happen. And since it has been said by the Supreme Court of India, so they are very intellectual minds working there, I am fully supportive of it.
State within a state, where is it mentioned in the constitution and how does it affect the integrity of the nation?
State within a state. Ma'am, I might take a guess. I am not fully aware of it. Maybe under Article 240,
244.
244.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these are various exemptions or that are given to a particular area or to have more autonomy in terms of the executive or legislative powers. And that's why, in a nutshell, it says that it's a state within a state because they are having different controls and different systems for themselves than what the entire state has for itself.
Okay.
Can you take us through the experience that you had with KPMG?
Yes, sir. So I joined KPMG just after my chartered accountancy. I worked there for 1.5 years. So I was associated with financial due diligence department. So we used to go through the financial statements of our clients, and we used to advise them whether they should buy the company that they are buying and whether they should buy at the valuation that the client is quoting. So we would inherently look into the financial statements and suggest a very fair value to our client that he should pay for buying that particular company.
What are different methods of valuation that we have?
So we value at using a lot of methods, maybe using the sales, the book value, using EBITDA, but our concern would mostly be on the level of EBITDA. So we would come out at the a fair value of EBITDA that is earning before interest, taxation, and amortization. So we would come out at a fair value. That should be the fair value, and we would have the help of investment bankers. So they would quote a multiple. So we would then multiply the fair value of EBITDA with that multiple and come out at a price that our client could pay for the company that he wishes to buy.
Okay. Can you tell us what are the challenges currently the startup, most of the startups are facing?
So the challenge now certainly is compliances because in India the laws are such that compliances are very heavy. Second is the funding. So most of the startups they get funding if they are in a particular sector. So if they are from a tech sector, certainly they will get the investments. If they are in, let's say, ed tech, so nowadays they are also getting the funding. But if it is a very niche sector like agriculture, so I come from NABARD, so I see a lot of startups from agriculture who come to NABARD for funding because they are not getting in the market. So these are primary reasons, primary aspects of startup challenges that I have
What is the
witnessed.
shareholding of NABARD?
So it's 100% by Government of India.
Okay.
Earlier RBI had 50%, but Government of India has bought that also now. So it's 100% by Government of India now.
Great. Any hobbies you have?
So I like playing cricket. I follow stock markets, and I also do a little bit of sketching.
Okay. So give a brief analysis of the stock market uh, in the present time.
Okay, so in the present time, it's a big bull run. Every day the stocks are running high. And so the FIIs, that is foreign institutional investors, they have been a net seller in the last 1 or 2 months. So the Indian markets still have performed well. So in a current scenario, we can say that the retail investors, which were not there in the Indian market, they are participating humongously nowadays. And the stock market now is not dependent on the foreign inflows. It is quite sustainable on the earnings and the investments of the Indian community now.
Okay. Thank you,
Thank you,
Manish.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
So, when is a real interview?
Ma'am, 22nd December.
Okay, you have some time.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this your first mock interview?
Yeah, I just arrived Guwahati today in the morning,
Okay.
just to so that I can have a lot of mock interviews now.
Okay. Great. Um, good things first. You have a very good personality and a very pleasant one, in fact. The panel members, I'm very sure they would love to interact with you.
Thank you.
And you have a very good organizational skill when it comes to your thought process. You can organize them well, and then you can um, give a very good interaction. The one certain things that I would like to point out is at certain times regarding eye contact. When sir is asking a question or I am asking a question, you keep the eye contact with only one person. My suggestion would be, since there will be multiple panel members,
ma'am.
if you can shift your gaze to all of them
Okay.
and make them engaged in your conversation, then it will be more beneficial to you because obviously all of the members, each of them
Yeah,
will
ma'am.
award you marks.
Definitely.
Initially, your voice was a bit low.
Okay.
You were sounding a little low. Later on, you picked up, and it was at a good, uh, I'll say, the pace was good, and the voice pitch was also good. But see, because the first impression makes a very lasting
Yes,
impression,
ma'am.
so try to it happens because when you enter a
Yeah.
totally different and a formal environment and you see unknown faces, it happens. But then that will be your job as a civil
Yes, ma'am.
servant. You will be facing a lot of uncertain situations every day. So as soon as you enter, a bright, positive, energetic personality of yours should be reflected.
Okay.
So try to work on that front and see that when you say good morning or good afternoon, it lights up the room
Yes, ma'am.
and it lights up their spirits and yours as well, right? So that is one thing that you can do. Attire wise, it's very nice. You have a proper formal attire. Um, Posture is also good. There was a certain there was one question regarding chief election commissioner.
Yes, ma'am.
Election commission.
Yes, ma'am.
There, factually, you got certain things wrong.
Okay.
So see that whatever your answer is, be very clear. Only that see that the only the right correct fact
Yeah,
comes
yeah.
from you,
Okay.
right? So that you they believe that you are a trustworthy
Yes,
person
ma'am.
and you can be trusted, believed, because these things impact a lot, especially when you're dealing with the public.
Yes.
They have to gain your trust, right? So these are certain things and since my personal recommendation is, since you come from the Marwari community,
Yes,
you
ma'am.
can be asked a lot of questions on
Okay.
Assamese literature,
Hmm.
culture, right? So in these few days try to understand the culture,
Okay, ma'am.
try to learn, so that if questions like that come to you, be it Assamese literature, culture, the ethnicity, the number of tribes or communities that thrive here, try to know about them.
Okay, ma'am.
Try to know about the whole how the society, Assamese society works, and the various ethnicities that are at play currently. So, other than that, your academic performance, academic record wise, also, I think you have a good academic record. Yes. And also, you have done good professional courses, and you are also currently working and contributing positively to the economy. So, that will be taken as a good in a positive way. So, and you can expect again a lot of questions from your professional
Yeah.
degree from your from the kind of job that you're doing currently, the area that you're doing regarding NABARD, regarding banking, regarding the agri sector,
Yes, ma'am.
right? So these are certain things. If you can work on these
I'll
things,
definitely work on them.
then definitely you will be able to bag a lot of high scores. So from my side, I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And so would like to add maybe.
I don't have much, Manish, and first of all, I think government of Assam will be very happy that people like you are coming and applying for civil services or other services under the government. So and the corporate exposure that you have is definitely going to be huge benefit for the government. So and since you all you come from a corporate sector, you already know what needs to be done when it comes to your personality. But since this is your first mock interview, and maybe you are going through a lot of thoughts inside.
Yes,
so
a lot of nervousness.
Yeah, so that's the reason I would suggest you just keep it simple and add little bit of energy.
Okay.
Okay. Is this your normal voice, or you can go little up?
So I can go a little louder.
Little louder, right? So there I would like to say that since the distance is going to be little more, I suppose, so you have to increase the volume a little bit so that you sound more energetic.
Okay, sir.
Right?
Okay.
The enthusiasm should come little bit. Okay, it should it
Initially,
will add to your.
it was very low.
Initially it was little low, I suppose, but later on you got
picked up.
adjusted.
Yeah.
Okay.
But since you set the tone, basically you set the tone for the room.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I think you have got the point. So you can improve there little, add in the volume, and your hands were closed. One thing, so maybe either you keep it
on the laps,
right,
okay,
or you can use little bit of your hand gesture.
Okay, sir.
That will make your communication more effective.
Okay.
Okay, so in fact it helps you at times to collect certain words or thoughts, so that and this is closed hand gesture is considered to be little reserved and not open to suggestion, or certain things are there. So that's why you can think about that, and that's it. You can add little bit of smile so that your subconsciously also you feel that comfort, and you find because the energy is basically little bit you are not very at your best most probably, but I know you can do a lot of improvements, and you can be comfortable. If you're comfortable, the members sitting in front of you, they are also going to be equally comfortable.
Okay.
So I hope that conveys the message.
Yes, sir.
And I would like to know, I mean, how did you manage to go through the syllabus with your jobs?
So actually, I earlier prepared for UPSC.
Okay.
So I have given multiple interviews there.
Okay.
So
UPSC you have set
Yes,
for
sir.
the interview? Okay.
So since the syllabus is almost similar, I have to just prepare for one paper.
Okay.
And I'm good at writing, so with few facts here and there, I managed the paper.
Okay.
Fifth
Do
paper.
you still have attempts left in UPSC?
No, sir, not now.
Or not now? Okay.
How many interviews did you
Two.
attempt? Two. Okay. And mains?
Mains, only 2 interviews, 2 mains.
Okay. Very good.
That's really amazing. Okay, and that's it from our side. We wish you all the best. If you want to ask anything, if you want to know.
So I think it was a very wholesome feedback. So I have what I needed. I'll work on it, what you have recommended.
Right.
And Assam government will be very pleased and
we are definitely
grateful
very
that-
grateful that.
So do I. I hope I get through.
definitely.
Yeah, all the best for
Thank you so
our
much.
side.
All the very
And,
best.
Thank you, sir.
I'm
Thank you.
sure you will do good.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, all the best.
Thank you.